Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's scary that it can be put into anything, and we can't even see it or notice it.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 5.
Joining us at Mississippi Live Weather at 5. I'm meteorologist Gabe Maynor. We'll jump to our chief meteorologist Matt Lobhon here in a second, but let's talk about what we're going to be discussing here in tonight's show. And it's going to be a lot of notes for our weekend forecast ahead, but one thing we want to note is the wet bulb globe temperature is officially live at msliveweather.com. Head to the website and get the latest on those wet bulb globe temperatures. Coaches and band directors, I'm talking about you as you assess that heat going forward. But also, scattered showers become less numerous heading into the evening. Already seeing that starting to diminish. Again, we'll jump to our chief meteorologist, Matt Lobhon, here shortly. But some drier air for the weekend might mean some drier forecasts for a lot of folks in North Mississippi. Looking at that extended forecast here in just a couple of minutes. But let's go ahead and take a look outside as we're getting a great shot thanks to the North Mississippi Storm Chasers there in Maben. And look at those storms right over the top of Maben right now. You see at the bottom left of your screen, just basically that moderate rainfall continues to build into the rest of our afternoon, but not anything like it was earlier today. Even just an hour ago, we were getting some flooding rainfall over there towards Grenada. Starkville, you can see there's the extended look of the broad sky cam there. Just a great look as you see across the sky as those showers build in, but that's just basically what's remaining of the forecast as we head further into the evening. So the next 12 definitely showing those rain chances sticking around. Still some heightened chances 6 to 9 p.m. But by the time we get towards midnight, drier conditions move in. And Matt, we're talking about a drier forecast moving forward for some. But what are we seeing right now?
Right now, we are watching, again, most of those showers diminishing. You mentioned that on the next 12 here, certainly expecting those conditions to dry out in the next couple of hours. And you're seeing that in the latest here on Mississippi Live Weather Radar. And this is just a 1 hour loop that I'm showing you here. And you can see just a lot of red last hour and a lot less this hour as we've used up the heating of the day. A lot of lightning on these storms earlier on, but luckily as the last little bit, less and less of that showing up as well. Where are we concerned at this time? We're in particular watching out here closer to Pontotoc County. Some of those showers and thunderstorms just to the east there of Pontotoc. Our camera there with North Mississippi Storm Chasers, obviously not a lot of visibility showing up on that there as we look kind of back in a northwesterly direction. So kind of looking back toward the tail end of it, still some puffy clouds. And one of the things I always find fascinating, you can see on here, is just like what looks like steam coming up out of the batches of trees as they're releasing, they're transpiring the moisture out there. Rain cooled to 77 degrees in the Pontotoc area at this time. Those winds, not severe, but obviously have been fairly gusty from a few points in time throughout this afternoon. As we look three-dimensionally on this batch of thunderstorms, basically just assess how strong, how tall, that gives us an idea. The one over Chihuahua there clearly is the strongest at this time as it kind of moves east. I'm going to slice into this one here, and as we do that, we'll look again three-dimensionally on that and see just how tall it is. Long view back to Chihuahua, of course, where it is the strongest at this point. I do show some spots up there around 25,000 feet or so. A little bit of hail, perhaps. I think they'll mostly melt before it hits the surface there, closer to Zion as it's moving there generally toward the Lee and Pontotoc County line. So as we take this back to 2D, and we clear off that look there at the slice on the rain. Let's track these. Do we agree, Gabe? We're probably going about 20, 25 on the speed.
That's what it has been as that line's progressed on through. And even some isolated cells tracked those, and it was still about 20 to 22, I think is what it topped out at.
Okay, so if this can hold together there, I think we'd still have, just moderate rainfall. But look how much, I'm going to step to this side. I'll step kind of over top of the track for a moment. Look how much more pinks we had even aloft. This is collapsing. And so the rain, this next batch of rain, will make it to some of these spots. like. We're looking at Enville there at 507, Chesterville 510, Palmetto at about 517, Belden 517 as well, and eventually closer to Traceland by about 521, and then moving through, I guess, a lot of different neighborhoods there in and around the Tupelo area as we progress throughout the latter part of this half hour. So a lot of heavy rainfall likely with this, but again, it is diminishing in overall intensity at this time. So we clear that off. We'll bring this back to kind of a more normal look at Mississippi Live Weather radar as we wind things out. That's how easily our heaviest at this point. Mostly just moderate rainfall down here closer to Houston, stretching there, generally speaking, approaching Starkville. A little flare up there kind of on the southwest side of town. We'll check our cameras there in the Starkville area to get the kind of latest look at that. We appreciate all the photos that you have sent in. I bring that up because, Gabe, I believe you'll be featuring a few more of those come up here in just a minute, but still waiting on that more moderate rainfall to arrive, despite the fact that you can see on the sides of the roads there in Starkville, we've already obviously had a little bit, 75 degrees current temperature at this moment in time there. Checking a few other cameras here as we kind of look back here into Monroe County, Aberdeen, one of those spots again where we have had some showers generally around today, but just mainly dark clouds at this moment here, 79 degrees, the temperature at this instant there in the Aberdeen area. And again, just kind of this shield of lighter rainfall moving in. So what do we have beyond this? Not a lot. Still watching a couple of storms up here, especially the far northern tip of Mississippi. We'll come, went too far in there, but just northeast of Booneville. We do have a few of these thunderstorms potentially trying to develop back up here closer to Pickwick Lake. Not impossible that these do build back in. This is too high up for us to see if we have one of those outflow boundaries, one of those kind of mini cold fronts that we've had a lot this week. It's not impossible we have some kind of boundary up here these are building back on, but that's easily one of the heavier storms that we still have left. A little bit of lightning with that, but again, most of that just to the north and east. So as we bring it back here to our meteorologist, Gabe Maynor, again, maybe a couple isolated showers and thunderstorms possible as we go into this evening, Gabe. But the thinking is, in general, most of these storms are going to stay below severe limits. Now, you have something new you want to show folks that we talked about last night. Now we can feature on MississippiLiveWeather.com.
And we're smiling getting to see it because it's such a great addition there on the Mississippi Live Weather website. You see MSLiveWeather.com at the top of your screen. I'm on the home screen right now because that's where we're going to start. And I want to walk you through where we're going to see it. So where you go is Map Room. And then from there you click Temperatures. And whenever we get to this page right here, we scroll down to the bottom and you see it right on your screen. That wet bulb globe temperature that's showing up on your screen. What that was an assessment of what we walked through yesterday of how to assess this damaging heat with stressors including the actual temperature, the mugginess, as well as that solar radiation that we're exposed to. So as you can see, Friday 4 p.m., not seeing a too high of a wet bulb globe temperature just because of all the showers. That continues into the 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock hour, but helps you just assess the day and what we're going to see across the region. So fortunately, so far, it's not been too bad of a forecast, so hopefully you've gotten outside and gotten to enjoy it, but that does all shift heading into this weekend as more of that heat continues to build in. Let's go ahead and walk through, I apologize, let me see if we can get past this real quick.
That's the future, that's the weekend. There are some spots where it gets pretty high, right?
Yes, and we want to go over that more in detail coming up here after the break. But yeah, this is basically assessing what we're seeing this weekend. And that Monday afternoon, even Saturday and Sunday afternoon, a lot of those extreme temperatures showing up there in the Mississippi Delta. And that's going to be what we're watching for the most susceptible areas to that heat. Again, walking more in detail for that forecast here in just a couple of minutes. But definitely keeping an eye on that in that extended forecast. So yes, it's not showers, but it is going to be the next weather story being the heat. Futurecast on your screen right here, basically walking you through what should be a much drier forecast. This is in the wee hours of our Friday and heading into the overnight hours into our Saturday morning. Not seeing too much in regards to development with showers, a lot of those remaining out there towards Arkansas, but heading further into our morning hours, you can see on your screen where that moisture is coming from. It's going to be just building in that shear axis that we've been talking about right over the top of northeast Mississippi. So early hours, maybe a few more isolated showers, but chances are going to be very limited heading into that extended forecast, and that's great plans for your weekend. It means we might get a few chances to go outside, right? Well, as you can see, just as the day goes on, those chances do build, but not too extremely as we head further into the day. So a great look at the forecast ahead. The next 24 showcasing those isolated chances tomorrow afternoon, but again, not as high as what we saw today. So that is going to be some good news in your extended forecast, walking you through everything you need to know about your weekend forecast coming up here in the next 60. So make sure to keep it at Mississippi Live Weather for the very latest.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Dijimos que nunca romperíamos la regla de los 3 segundos. Nunca haríamos esto. Y nunca nos convertiríamos en una mamá con minivan. Como padres decimos nunca sobre muchas cosas, pero los nunca a veces suceden. Así que, aunque digas que nunca dejarías a tu hijo en un auto caliente, es algo que puede suceder. Antes de alejarte del auto, siempre para, mira, cierra.
Right now, from the Mississippi Live Weather Center, here's Mississippi's Chief Meteorologist, Matt Lobheim.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint. It is Gabe. It's not Matt. But Matt will be joining us tonight at 6, so make sure to keep it here at Mississippi Live Weather for the latest. But let's go ahead and assess what we're experiencing right now. Dakota capturing this shot of the storm rolling through Grenada, and you can see just how heavy those downpours were earlier. That has since dissipated, but this did prompt a flash flood warning in the early hours of our afternoon, so that was definitely a more concerning storm earlier, not the case right now. Brett and Enid Lake, one of our Mississippi storm chasers, catching this shot of the storms. Looks like it narrowly avoided them, but still a great shot of the rain shaft, that rain wall, honestly, with a few of these showers, just how heavy those downpours were. But big thank you to our weather watchers just submitting these pictures and letting us know what we're seeing on the ground. Taking a look at our Mississippi Live Weather radar right now, just basically moderate showers across central portions of our viewing area. Calhoun County, Webster County, down there towards Choctaw County. That's as that line's progressed on through and moving about 20 miles an hour, probably reaching the Monroe County, Lamar County areas here in the next hour to 2 hours or so. They're not fast movers, but they are continuing to progress in that eastward direction, diminishing in strength. So I'm not expecting any of these to be on the stronger side. So just usually those summer thunderstorms, those summer showers popping up, nothing out of the ordinary from here. We were talking about that flash flood concern over there in the heart of Grenada. Haven't gotten any reports right there of any flash flooding that actually took place. It was just basically an alert stating that we had heavy rainfall happening. And based off what we're seeing with some of those rainfall totals, pay attention to the top of your screen. We're talking 2 to possibly even 3 inches in some spots right along that downtown Grenada, Glen Wild, and down there towards Jefferson, right along Highway 50 or I-55 right there. So that threshold is what we're watching for the possible flash flooding, but now that rain has moved on out, we're not experiencing anything like what we were even a couple of hours ago. Now, looking at those rainfall totals across the region, you can see where that line has progressed on through, but as that moves eastward, expect those totals to diminish. We're not expecting 2 inches for everybody, but definitely earlier on when those chances were higher. Those isolated showers, and yes, even a few thunderstorms continue 6, 7, 8 o'clock, even lingering in the area by 9. We might even bump those chances down, so make sure to tune in tonight at 6 for the very latest. But yeah, it's just been the active pattern. It's been an active day overall, but that does all start to fizzle out as we head into the overnight hours. That daytime heating, once it's lacking, we start to get a better and drier forecast. So 7 p.m., that moderate showers just continue to progress through our northeast Mississippi area before fizzling on out basically along the Alabama state line. That's the transformation line for this line of showers and storms. 10 p.m., a lot of dry weather moving into North Mississippi. By the time we get into the late hours and early hours of our Saturday, continue to see those dry conditions in place. I know you saw a few of those showers along Clarksdale and into Hernando and South Haven. Overall, I have that dissipating once it crosses the Mississippi River. Not expected to provide widespread impact. So don't go changing. I guess that's early morning, so you'd be asleep. So don't expect any rumbles of thunder. I don't have it being that extreme for our forecast. But as we head into tomorrow morning, low temperatures starting out low to mid 70s, and you may see this and think, well, that's a few degrees warmer than what we saw even this morning. Well, you'd be exactly right, because that drier air allowing those temperatures to heat up into that extended forecast. Walking you through those early morning hours on our Saturday, overall, those partly cloudy skies going to be the story. But as we head further into the afternoon, once again, we'll see those isolated showers popping up. This is by late morning over there by Sardis Lake. So any lake plans? Need to have rain gear ready, but don't have it for all day, and don't go changing plans because that forecast does look much drier, even by 1 to 1:30. Just think about what it looked like today. Not even comparable to what we'll see at 1:30 tomorrow, because those isolated showers primarily just being very, very isolated, emphasis on that. But they're in the northeast portion, far northeast portion of our viewing area. That's where we'd expect the best chances to be. And honestly, a lot of these could be seeing some Virgo tomorrow with a lot of these, just because of how weak these are, not getting extremely high storm tops. So those drops not going to be as heavy as we head further into that Saturday afternoon. Maybe a few developments along the Mississippi River, but overall, that's been a bit of a stretch, and that's a new development. So models not even showing consistency on that. But overall, it's going to be a drier forecast compared to a Friday. High temperatures, low to mid 90s. So where it's a drier forecast, it's a hotter forecast going forward. So make sure to prepare accordingly, drink lots of water, and of course, stay as cool as possible. Air conditioner is your friend. Looking at those heat indices, a lot of places are coming in the triple digits compared to what we saw this afternoon. 100 there in Columbus, 102 Amory, 101 Tupelo, even 100 up there in Union County with New Albany. So heat, that's going to be our story moving forward. Those showers, even continuing into our Sunday morning, still remaining on the drier side, so those commutes to church, going to be good to go. Maybe a few more showers by the afternoon, but overall that dry pattern still remains in place. See Sunday morning, main cloud cover out there towards the Mississippi River, extending this into that mid-morning hour. We're not seeing any showers develop. By the time we reach towards noontime, DeSoto County, that's the area we're watching for possible development. But if you look at that forecast, this is honestly a bit of a stretch with that coverage right there. Just one of our long track models not doing the best job of depicting that, but at least showing a chance or two for an isolated shower by mid-afternoon. So we'll be assessing that as we head further into the weekend. That drier pattern still remains in place comparing to what we saw even the last couple of days, and especially for today. So enjoy it. Soak up the sun while you can, because that rain does push back into the forecast by early parts of next week. Paying attention to that especially. High temperatures, we mentioned it before, those high temperatures still going to be on the warmer side. 95 in Greenwood and Grenada, 94 Houston and Bruce, and those heat indices come in even higher. Basically, you're going to be in the triple digits more likely than not on our Sunday afternoons. So if you're heading out to the lake or any outdoor plans, make sure to prepare accordingly. Those rain chances do build by early next week and especially by midweek next week. So we talk about staying prepared and staying ahead of the game. Keep that rain gear around. Tomorrow, I know this is showing some outputs of about 1/4 of an inch. That's a stretch just because of the coverage that we're seeing. But with how little movement these storms have, wouldn't be surprised to see a few of these get on the higher side. But it's a very isolated area that's being impacted. Sunday, not seeing as high of rainfall totals, just populating a few of those. We're seeing maybe 1/4 of an inch down there towards Arkansas. And then over here, it's going to be tapering off and not going to see too many impacts, about 1/100th of an inch here and there. Forecasted rainfall for Monday, though, still drier conditions in place, but those chances do start to climb heading into that extended forecast. So by Tuesday, Wednesday, especially Thursday, Friday, we'll see those chances really kick off. So have that rain gear ready. You'll be glad you did. But looking at that heat, we're talking about mid-90s for your weekend. Those continue to climb into next week before reaching 95 to 96 degrees with heat indices right around that heat advisory threshold. So that July heat, that is going to kick in along with those summer showers. So it's important that we stay prepared and stay hydrated, stay cool, and of course, stay dry. One of the best ways to stay dry and stay cool is staying ahead with the Mississippi Live Weather app. Make sure to download it on iOS and Android today. Also on Roku, you get the very latest on the streams and what to expect in that extended forecast. So we'll be back at 6 for the latest on your forecast, so keep it with Mississippi Live Weather for the latest. And there's your links on your screen right there, iOS and Android. Scan that QR code, and it'll take you right to the App Store to download it today. Thank you so much, and we'll see you at 6.
When people are fed, futures are nourished. They can connect with the world around them, unlock endless possibilities, and thrive. Join the movement to end hunger. Volunteer. Advocate. Donate. Go to feedingamerica.org/act now.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.